Welcome back to State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes, brought to you by our friends at Texit Coin. I don't know if you've been in an airport, but my gosh, these guys are in every airport in the United States. I see their ads everywhere. Good job, Texit Coin. Coach, welcome back. Fresh off an off week. West Virginia won 23-17. Thoughts?
Yeah, good game. I mean, tough place to win. Did what we had to do to win the game. Knew it wasn't going to be easy. Really thought we did what we needed to do defensively to win. I think they ran the ball for 41 yards, I think on like 33 carries. So when you play a Rich Rodriguez team, you got to stop the run. We did. Committed to doing it. Gave up a couple of long pass plays, a couple of PIs, but did what we had to do to win. We were pretty beat up. We had 5 starters out on offense. 3 in the offensive line and starting tailback, and so we were pretty banged up and hard place to go win. It was homecoming and their coal rush game and all the things. So we knew it was going to be that type of physical football game. Wasn't surprised with the way that they went on the road and played against Houston and beat Houston by 10 on the road. And so, it was a good win for us and what we needed to do to win and proud of our players for playing physical and playing tough.
I feel like Trent Battle really stepped up that game.
Yeah, Trent did. Yeah, Trent's been a guy consistently that just steps up. I mean, he's got such a big role in our program. Does so many things kind of behind the scenes that people don't realize. Plays on special teams. It's probably been our most consistent special teams player really for the last 3 years. And ran for right under 100 yards. And is a guy that does whatever we need him to do. Trent Battle does it for us. So really valuable player and good to see him have that kind of success.
The win puts you guys at 6-2, makes you guys bowl eligible. I know that's not your primary goal in all this, but
yeah.
it is a starting place.
For sure. Yeah, you always want to get to a bowl game. It's really important for your team, and so we were able to check that box and just now keep moving forward.
You're fresh off an off week. This Iowa State week being a lot of injuries you mentioned, but everybody seemed healed up a little bit.
Yeah. I expect us to have pretty much everybody back, and so that was big. I mean, had we played this past week, we probably would have been down 6-7 starters on offense that probably wouldn't have been able to play. And so glad it worked out the way it did. I think we'll be back to fully healthy and ready to go on this stretch run, and it all begins with Iowa State.
Good deal. You're fresh off an off week. Did you get any chance to have any personal time?
Yeah, I got a little bit. Got to go trick-or-treating with my kids on Friday. And
how did that go?
It was good. It was fun. Daniel's, it's kind of at that age. It made it fun, and had a bunch of his buddies over to the house, and it was a good time, and got to do that, and it's something that you don't really get a chance to do very often. I think I've only done that maybe 2 or 3 times in 17 years as a head coach, and so it was fun, and we had a good time and made some memories that we'll remember for a long time. So it was a good
Were you recognizable, or did you have to dress up?
It was dark, and so nobody knew who it was, so it was perfect. It was great.
Very good. All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate the look back. I know we're on to bigger, better things now. We're going to be back with your defensive coordinator, Andy Avalos, here in a second. Chat with him. So right back with State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes.
Keeping score of your finances but missed the Bitcoin wagon? There's a second chance called Texit Coin. Score big at texitcoin.org.
Welcome back to State of the Frogs. We're joined by TCU defensive coordinator Andy Avalos. Coach, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's we go practice, we go straight into meetings, and it's back and forth from day to day. So it's good to take a little break and catch up with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show. So we want to talk about your life a little bit before we talk about TCU. But you come from a place called Corona, California. What's happening in Corona, California?
Yeah. So many years ago, that's where I grew up. It's kind of a blue collar area. It was a part of Southern California growing up where it was a lot of agriculture, and then as a lot of people do, they move to a new area like that where it's kind of built up. But I will say this area of being very proud of, there's a lot of really good sports from there. High school baseball team just had 3 players drafted in MLB in the first round. So really good football in that area as well. So it's a place that, honored and proud to be from. And you come here and you come to the Mecca of sports, you come to the Mecca of football. It's the reason why we came here. And so we're blessed to be here and be a part of this. And, we've had a tremendous year so far. As with any college football season, it's a marathon, man. And so we're lucky to have the bye week, get some things done, self-scout, get the guys fresh and get ready to roll again. Very
good. Well, thank you. Before we get to the TCU stuff, I want to talk about you for a second, if you'll let me. So were you heavily recruited out of high school?
I wasn't heavily recruited. As a 5'10" linebacker, back in the day, you weren't getting a lot of looks, but you know, was able to find a spot that fit me, and was very fortunate to be a part of a program that we won a lot of football
Boise
games.
State, of course.
Yep.
Yep.
And I had a lot of great relationships with guys and that we've built over the years, and honestly propelled me into the profession I'm in now of coaching. Like, my coaches were always, hey, you're going to be a coach when you get done playing. I'm like, no, you guys work too much. And here we are 20 years later.
Sure. So at Boise State, though, you were you're number 4 all-time tackle, so you were a tackling machine that's what I
a lot of good D lines in front of me. That's what it was.
Fair enough.
Find the ball and get the ball.
What was it like playing on the famous blue turf at Boise State, if you mind me asking that?
Yeah, so I mean, shoot, at that point, Boise State was a few years into being Division I football, and so was fortunate enough to be a part of building the foundation there. And you know, again, being able to not only play at a place that was on the rise and growing, but be in an area in a city that was growing, and to be able to be a huge part of that. And we were, you know, shoot, we didn't lose very many football games on that blue turf, so it was a good experience.
You're coaching. You got right into coaching after playing days were over. No NFL aspirations. Didn't work out.
No, I was, you know, like I said, I was an undersized linebacker that, you know, I was very fortunate to play the amount of ball I did, and you know, I really never thought I was going to be a coach. And then being away from football, you know, for 6 months when I was done playing in college, I just missed the camaraderie. I missed being around the guys. I missed the locker room. Obviously, the X's and O's part is so intriguing. And I grew up around football. My dad was an assistant high school football coach. So, you know, when that time came, being away, my former college coaches offered me a GA job, and here we are, you know, how many ever years later.
It's pretty great. So you're known as a defensive guru. Every defense you've ever been around seems to improve upon your arrival. You went from Boise State, then you bolt to Oregon, where you won 2 Pac-12 championships. You won a Rose Bowl. Well, describe that for us, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, you know, being a part of this game is all about, is, you know, finding a place and building a culture, and really, you know, I do what I do now, and I'm fortunate to do this because of my coaches I had in college and the things they taught me and the things I was able to learn and the habits and the skills outside. Right, you got to learn your football skills and all that, but I'm talking about the things outside of football that, you know, you go to college to learn. And so being able to go to a place like Boise as a coach, to go back there and coach, to go to Oregon and be able to build something like that at Oregon, you know, it takes time, it takes commitment. And the players there had a great care factor like they have here. That's one of the most things that we're impressed of this year's, you know, whatever we ask of our players on defense, we explain to them, hey, we're going to do this, and this is the reason why. This is the impact it's going to have. Those guys go all in, and next you know, they're flying around on the field and doing it. So as we go down the stretch here, we look to build on those things again, like that we were able to build the previous places we've been, and we're well on our way. I mean, honestly, I've told a few people this year, this is one of the funnest groups that I've ever gotten to work with. They're talented. They're exciting to be around every day. They're fun to be around every day.
And last question before we talk about your Frogs, you got called back to Boise as a head coach. You're 2022 Mountain West Coach of the Year. Just describe for us a few years at Boise State for us.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tremendous experience, you know, coming out of COVID and, you know, helping put the foundation back in the program and get it going. There was a lot of programs that were, you know, in a certain position coming out of COVID, just with whatever the dynamics that had impacted a program. And so very grateful for my time and the opportunity to be there, and the players that came there and that we were able to recruit and what we were able to build.
Right. And then, of course, TCU comes calling. Coach Dykes, who is the showrunner right now. What is it like to coach with Sonny Dykes?
Yeah, the opportunity here, I mean, you talk about a first-class organization and operation that we get to be a part of every single day. It's a lot of hard work, but what goes into it, I mean, it's well worth it. Look at this place. You get to be in one of the meccas of college football.
That's pretty cool.
Right here in Texas, right here at TCU every single day. The mornings start early. Sometimes the nights go late, but, you know, being a part of a place like this makes the hard work easy.
Absolutely. Describe, Andy, for us football nerds, what's your defensive philosophy?
So we're going to be multiple in the front. Sorry, we just came off the practice field, so got a little bit of a sweat going. But so we're going to be multiple in the fronts. We want to make sure that not only as a defense, you usually got to react to offenses, right? Whether it's formations, motions, sets, all those things, then the ball snapped and you definitely have to react. As a defense, we want to do the same thing. We want to be multiple in our fronts and our coverages, be able to change windows in the fronts, be able to change windows in the coverages. And that way we can be on the attack and make sure that the offense has to keep reacting to the things we're doing as well. And so we're going to be aggressive. The one thing that we always want it is tackle football. So we want to be a great tackling defense and attack the ball. Ultimately, our job is to get the ball back for our offense so that they can score points.
Fair enough. Your defense has played really well, our opinion, and most people would agree with that. Defense is doing well. Anything that you could tell us as far as things needing improvement?
Yes. Well, we just went through self-scout on the bye week, so there's a lot of really good things we've done. We've improved in a lot of different areas. As we go down the stretch, we're going to play some tremendous opponents here in the last month of football, so we're going to need to keep getting better. And again, like the things we presented to the guys in the bye week, we worked on those things in the bye week. They come out here in our first game off the bye week, and they're working hard. Again, it's going to be winning the fight at the line of scrimmage each and every week, stopping the run, attacking the pass within pass rush, and then our coverage, eliminating explosive plays is a huge thing in college football. If you can do that, and then you can create explosive plays by getting negative yardage plays or being able to take the ball from the offense, those are the things right now in a game that, as we see in the Big 12, it doesn't matter who's matching up every single week. It's going to be a fight, down to the end. And so whoever can win that fight at the line of scrimmage, whoever can attack the ball and tackle the best is going to have, a really good shot to win each and every week.
This being Iowa State week, the first of the 4 gauntlets that we're about to run into, what can you tell us about Iowa State?
So they present a lot of challenges from the standpoint they use multiple personnels. I mean, this is as many personnels within their package that we have seen all year. And so taking what is complex and making simple for our guys by organization and making sure the guys know when a certain personnel card goes up on the sideline, when they see that personnel card, that they're able to know and understand, okay, these are the things we're looking for in these certain personnel so that they can get lined up and play fast and play physical. We got to be able to be on the attack, versus them. They're gonna load up and play with a bunch of tight ends. Okay? Then they're gonna spread those tight ends out. There'll be 3 tight ends in the game and they'll still get into empty. So you got to cover a wide range of formations and fit a bunch of different stuff.
Your personnel in the secondary, we know quite a few of these guys from being around, but you got some athletes back there that can seem to cover the field pretty well.
Yes, sir. And it's gonna be that way, right? This team that we're facing this week, their play action game's really good off the run game. They got a strong run game. They're big up front. Their running backs are big. And so playing with great eye control and being able to see and fit when we need to in the run game and then play off those play actions that come off the run game is going to be a huge part of it. And then again, when they spread us out and play the empty, we're hoping to see those guys do a really good job, which they have here in the last week of handling these empty sets and the coverage to go with it.
Love talking football with you. You've been in Fort Worth for 2 years now. It's your second season.
Oh, yeah.
How you liking Fort Worth?
Love it. My wife and my family, my 2 daughters, they're doing really well and thriving here. And so I love living here, but it's about them too and doing well. Surely. And they absolutely love it here. So we're very grateful to be here. And again, that's why, being a part of a place like this, it's not very hard to work as hard as you can every single day and to pour all in for the players in the program.
They know Dad's real busy right now, right?
Oh, they know Dad's busy. They know. So we came off the bye week, so we got a little bit of time at home, here last week. And when we showed back up on Sunday, I told my daughters, I'll see you in December.
That's awesome. So you have any favorite restaurants from Fort Worth?
Well, that's the thing. There are a lot of restaurants here. The Clay Pigeon has got to be up there.
Good. All right.
There is the Mont is a new restaurant over on the west side of town that we started to like a lot. But
Coach, that's very fancy over there.
That is fancy because we save up to go there every now and again. But again, there's the spots that we love that are on our side of town over there. Gigi's got a few restaurants over there, Italian restaurant, JD's Burgers, and we can, hop over and have some burgers or Italian food. Can't go wrong with that.
Very nice. All right, well, I wanted to ask you couple more questions, at least one good one. But in 2003, you're playing football. You're still playing. You played in the Fort Worth Bowl.
That's right.
So you actually had a little taste of Fort Worth before you even got here to coach.
The first bowl game.
Do you remember that game? And do you remember anything about Fort Worth from those days?
Yeah, I mean, shoot, to be honest with you, I've spent time here recruiting since then, but really not besides that. And Fort Worth, let alone TCU, looks, just everything around here in terms of the facilities and structure look completely different. But, had a great experience, and that was a part of it, on top of being able to recruit a lot of guys in the past from around this area and having great success with the young men that we've been able to recruit from this area. And so that was a huge part, when we're looking for our next opportunity. Where was it going to be? And because of our experience here and everything we've heard about Fort Worth, finding a place to live and grow our family was number one. Then number two, obviously, you got to find a good opportunity where you can put something special together and do that. And we're fortunate to be here.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, we're fortunate to have you. We've loved watching you. Good luck in the rest of the 4 games coming up. They're some tough ones. You know this, but we're glad to know you a little bit. Thanks for joining us, and happy early birthday tomorrow.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Go Frogs.
That's TCU defensive coordinator Andy Avalos on State of the Frogs.
Welcome to the Squire Shop. We are locally owned and operated since 1994. We specialize in the finest men's clothing that the market has to offer at affordable prices with unbelievable service. We do custom clothing all the way to more casual, Peter Millar, Johnny O, kind of everything. Well, my dad's the owner, so I've been around retail my whole life. Oh, it's great. I mean, it's the best boss I'll ever have. I know that. We love our TCU community. They have been so good to us. Come see us today. Go Frogs!
Welcome back to State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes, brought to you by our friends at Texit Coin. We appreciate Andy Avalos jumping on and telling us a little about the TCU defense, which we're very proud of at the moment. Coach, it's Iowa State week. It's the first of 4. We call it the Gauntlet. Everybody's starting to say the Gauntlet word, but 4 in a row, 4 good teams to play, starting off with Iowa State. Iowa State, as you know, is coming off four losses in a row. They're struggling, a lot of injury problems, but thoughts on
Yeah, I mean, good football team. They're a team that, obviously got off to a fast start, beat Kansas State on the in Ireland, and then beat a really good Iowa football team and a team that is probably playing as well as anybody in the country. And they kind of hit the Big 12 schedule, and it's kind of been that way for a lot of teams. I mean, it's a very competitive league. They, as you said, they've had some injury. Some injuries that have affected their team considerably, but very dangerous football team. You know exactly what you're going to get when you play these guys. They're going to be physical on offense, huge offensive line. They got a big, strong running back, big receivers. Rocco Beck's one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Took them to the Big 12 championship game last year. So they know how to win football games. And then defensively, they're very unique in what they do and how they do it, and tough preparation. So it's going to be a tough game. They've got one of the top defensive linemen in the league. Nose tackle's a really good football player, a hard guy to move, and really productive. And so when you play him, I mean, it's going to be tough. It always is. They're going to limit your number of possessions. They're going to control the clock, force you to execute at a really high level in order to score points. And you're going to have to really play really winning football.
This defensive lineman you mentioned, I'm going to ask because I might know a thing or two about D-line, but they call him Big Citrus. He is quite an accomplished player. What do you do when you have a guy like that up front that seems to be causing a lot of havoc? Yeah,
it's tough too. I mean, they're going to play a lot of odd front, and so it's going to be basically the center is going to have to handle him a lot of times, and he does a really good job of penetrating and being physical and knocking the center back. And when you give up penetration, especially at the nose tackle position, that's really, really difficult to run your offense, particularly your run game. And he does a great job rushing the passer as well, and just as physical, and plays low, plays aggressive, plays really hard, makes plays sideline to sideline just because of the effort that you see consistently. And so really, really good football player, and a guy that's tough to handle.
And you've mentioned Rocco Beck, the quarterback. He's been around a while, has been as a seasoned pro over there. You have some experience with him. Does that help you go into this game knowing what you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think every year is different. Their offense is a little different than it was last year. They had 2 receivers that were pretty high draft picks last season, and so this receiving core is different. They're big guys, so they're a little bit different from year to year and really week to week. But you know what you're going to get. I mean, they're going to run the football. It's a team that's built on running the ball. Running back's a big, strong guy that finishes runs, and so I would imagine they're gonna test us, and we're gonna have to be able to stop the run. And what they do such a tremendous job of is when you commit to stopping the run, play action pass, throw the ball over the top, and their big receivers do a great job bodying you up and making contested catches. And so we're gonna have to play well, both up front and on the back end.
The running backs you're speaking of, Carson Hansen and Abu Sama, I believe is his name. Those are the 2 guys I think you're talking about.
Yeah. Two big, strong, physical guys that run downhill, and again, 2 guys that have been really productive.
Fair. Defensive coordinator John Heacock. If I'm saying that correctly. Yep. He's known for his gritty, tough defenses. I've had to do a little research on the guy. You know this guy and know of him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been a mainstay at Iowa State for a long time. Tons of experience. really, really good football coach. They're kind of built out of the 3-3 stack, but they're real different than most teams that run that. They're just, to me, so much further advanced. They have answers for things. They do a really, really good job of mixing coverage on the back end, confusing your quarterback, showing you one picture and playing something else. You look at it and you go, okay, there's bubbles to run the ball, but there's really not. And people get to the bubbles and they come from unexpected spots. So a lot of different angles, when you're blocking up front than the offensive line's accustomed to. And so it's a really tough preparation getting ready for their defense.
And then head coach Matt Campbell, the curved bill ball cap guy that we always talk about, he loves to curve his bill of his hat. He's been around there forever. He's almost the legend in out-of-state circles. But
has really done a great job reviving that program. I mean, they're really consistent. As I said, played in the Big 12 championship game last year. Mm-hmm. He's done a really, really nice job. They're always going to be in the mix and in the hunt. His teams are always going to play a certain style of football and a brand that's tough to beat. The offense complements the defense, and the defense complements the offense. And so, it's going to be a challenging game for us. We're going to have to, make something happen in some special teams. I think that's going to be really, really important for us to win the special teams battle and make something happen in that regard. But, tough team to play, tough team to beat.
For sure. I got some good ones for you this week, Coach. Do you know who the most famous alumni is from Iowa State?
You know what? I don't.
There's a guy by the name of Edward Lorenz. He's the father of the chaos theory. You ever heard of the chaos theory?
Yes,
also
I have.
Called the butterfly effect.
Okay.
Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little physics, I would think, and it's kind of interesting.
Small
stuff.
changes can amplify over time, which can lead to wildly different outcomes. If a butterfly flutters his wings in Brazil,
right, could have an effect on something that happens.
Tornado in Texas,
or something that happens during our football game.
Good job, Coach. How about George Washington Carver, agricultural scientist, inventor? He kind of came up with the crop rotation. But he figured out that if you rotate crops, it benefits the growth of all kinds of crops.
If I'm not mistaken, lots of patents. I think really smart guy and big agricultural engineer and influence.
Common misconceptions that he invented peanut butter. He did not. He worked with peanuts and certain crops, but did not invent peanut butter.
Okay,
so.
that's interesting.
The last one I'll give you, Jack Trice. I think you probably know that guy.
Yeah. The stadium's named after him. Sure.
The first African-American athlete at Iowa State, and he was killed by a player. I think he was maybe targeted by a University of Minnesota player during a game, and the injuries from that led to his death.
I did not know that. I was unaware of that.
He's a beloved figure up there in Iowa State. So
awesome.
Well, thank you for playing that little game with me.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's playoff time in high school football. Are you seeing yourself on the road a bunch these days? So
I'll be out Thursday night. I'm going to Houston Thursday to watch last regular season games on Thursday. And so a couple of commits are playing in some big games. So we'll fly out to Houston after practice on Thursday and then get back, midnight or later, probably Thursday night, and then back at it early Friday morning.
How's recruiting going?
Going well. Yeah, I really like our class. Feel good about it. It's kind of that time where we're in the last month. Guys will sign the first Wednesday in December. And so, just trying to make sure that everything goes the way you want it to.
Personal question for you. Do you have any pregame music that you prefer? I know you're working, but...
I don't really listen to much music before. So, no.
But you like music, I
do. No, I do. Yeah, it's just something I don't do before a game. Oh, man. Tough to say. Lots of them. Probably Dave Matthews, U2.
Okay. Who do you say is the greatest band of all time, Coach?
I mean, probably Led Zeppelin.
Can you name all four members of Led Zeppelin?
Robert Plant, which I actually had the opportunity to meet and spend some time with, and that was actually a really cool story. We'll get into that sometime. John Bonham.
There you go.
John Paul Jones. And I should know this, but I can't think of the fourth member.
Okay. I should know it too. Somehow I'm blanking on the answer. All right, Coach, before I got you in this spirit, the year MTV was founded or launched.
I'm going to say 81.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Do you know the first video that showed, the second music video that ever aired on MTV? Hint, Pat Benatar.
Yeah, Love is a Battlefield.
You Gotta Run.
Yeah. Oh, You Gotta Run. Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Last one, Coach. The first rap song to win a Grammy.
Walk This Way. Aerosmith and
Nope.
Aerosmith and
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Parents just don't understand. 1989.
okay, I thought it would have been before that.
There's your music trivia.
Yeah.
All right, Coach. 2:30 at the Carter this Saturday. We are a 5.5 point favorite, which matters not. But I want to do a shout out to our new chancellor. He's being inducted into what do you call it? He's becoming chancellor on Friday.
Yeah, inauguration.
Inauguration. There's the word I was searching for. He's inaugurated on Friday, which is a big deal. So this is a big weekend in football.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, happy for Dr. Pullen, and I think I mean, obviously the university's in great hands with him as the new chancellor, and you know, excited about it. It seems like it's going to be a big celebration.
Sure. And if I could be wrong, but I think Sunday's your birthday too.
Yeah. My wife's birthday's Monday, so that's much more important.
Oh, good. Yes. Back-to-back birthdays.
It is. Yeah.
Can you tell us how old you're going to be?
No.
Okay, fair enough. We'll end on that. Thanks, Coach. This is another edition of State of the Frogs with your head coach, Sonny Dykes. Thank you to our friends at Texit Coin.